How's it going, everyone? I'm Chris.
I'm Jasmine.
We're Sweet Simple Vegan, and welcome back.
Welcome back. Today we are going to be making some homemade vegan deli meat. Deli slices, sandwich slices.
DIY tofurkey.
Basically, so that was actually what inspired this recipe. Tofurkey and just vegan deli slices and deli meats. I don't know what to call it. Deli meats in general is one of this guy's favorite things in the whole world.
Sandwiches are near and dear to my heart.
So I thought it might be better if we make our own from home, and it'd probably be cheaper that way too, less packaging, blah, 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 blah.
All that good
so
stuff.
we got some, so we got into testing, and we tested this so many times. We have had some interesting experiences with it, to say the least.
We got it right, though, I think.
The other night, I was testing it. We were upstairs and I had the timer. I was like, oh, I'll just go get it like once it's done baking. I think that was the first one we made, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were still in like the testing phase, how long it should bake it and stuff. And we just hear this big boom, like explosion from downstairs. I was like, oh my God.
Jasmine thought someone broke in.
Yeah, so I immediately shot up. I closed the door, I locked it, and I was like, oh my God, like what do we do? There's someone in the house. But it turns out the seitan exploded in the oven.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. How?
I think this thing was too tight. So today we're going to make it, it's gonna be perfect for you guys, so.
Turns out it's pretty easy if you do it right.
Yeah, it actually is really easy. The hardest part, the longest part is just waiting for it to bake and waiting for it to steam. And other than that, you just blend, mix, and you're done. So let's start off with our wet ingredients. You're gonna need a high-speed blender for this. I guess you could technically use a food processor, but I would recommend using half the recipe because it might pour out of your food processor and it might not be as smooth.
And then you'd have to combine it, right? Do half and half. And
or just do half, or just half the recipe. So in a high-speed blender, I'm adding in some vegan chicken broth. You can also use just regular vegetable broth, but this is really good because it gives it that chickeny flavor, and we're actually doing we're doing vegan turkey slices today, so that gives it that poultry taste.
Kind of looks like Gatorade, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of really yellow, a little scary.
Like dehydrated urine, kind of.
Ew.
Sorry.
Dehydrated, oh.
Like when you're dehydrated.
Ew, babe, that's disgusting. Next up, I will add the tofu. So we actually have to weigh this. We're gonna be doing
Let's get the scale out.
12 ounces. I tested this with 16 ounces, but it turns out it became a little too spongy for my taste.
Spongy.
And I didn't press the tofu. We let it sit and like some of the water released naturally, but we didn't actually press the tofu. And that's fine because we're gonna need the moisture. Gosh, 12 ounces, come on.
Boom. Oh, 12.05.
There you go, boom.
Wow.
So 12 ounces of some tofu. Actually, I forgot to mention, this is firm, right?
Firm tofu.
Firm tofu.
Not pressed.
We get the large box from Costco. Highly recommended if you eat a lot of tofu. All right, next up, we got our spices, and I want Chris to tell you guys what spices these are.
All right, let's see if I can guess.
I think you'll get it.
Salt, pepper, turmeric, paprika, parsley.
Yes, wow.
Got it right after the 30th time.
And then
we have nutritional yeast, onion powder, garlic powder, poultry seasoning.
yes. And again, poultry seasoning will help give it that chickeny or turkey flavor. I'm adding in some tamari or soy sauce, whichever you have, whichever you prefer. You can also use liquid aminos.
I guess it doesn't really matter to use tamari because this recipe is far from gluten-free.
True. But I mean, if you have tamari at home, you can use it. And then we also have some hickory liquid smoke. I lost a little, but that's okay. Liquid smoke, I think, is necessary because it adds that smoky flavor and it just makes it so good. And then lastly, I have some tomato paste, which I'm gonna scoop in.
Scoop it.
So next step is just to blend until smooth.
To put a lid on it.
Blend it up.
Yeah.
This requires some skill, you guys.
Not everybody can do this.
Not everyone can do this. So you have to press the button or pull it.
Pull it.
And then turn it up to high. Be very careful. You might burn yourself.
And now we have a savory smoothie to enjoy.
Try it. I mean, you could drink it. It's just tofu and vegetable broth. Savory protein smoothie.
Mmm.
Is it good? You made a face.
It's pretty good.
Oh, I don't need to mix it. We're good. Okay.
I start my morning every morning with a large glass of this.
We're bringing a pot of water to a boil and then lowering it to a simmer. And that's gonna be our steamer pot because we're going to pop this in there. But first I gotta finish making it. I just wanted to say that because we're having that. Get ready while we finish this. Also want to mention this method was learned by, the website's called Vegan Dad, if you guys want to check him out. He has a lot of recipes and he made vegan cold cuts, and he was how I figured out the method of this seitan. So shout out Vegan Dad.
Ingredients are different, methods the same. Similar.
All right, so into a large bowl I have our dry ingredients. So first I'm adding some Vital Wheat gluten.
Gluten-free Vital Wheat gluten.
Yeah, you can't make this recipe gluten-free, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know what you would do. I'm getting a lot of flour on my hands, but that's probably not good, but it's okay. And then I'm adding in some chickpea flour, garbanzo bean flour. So, going to just mix this up, and then I'm adding in our wet ingredients, wet mixture, tofu. We'll make sure we get as much of that as we can. My wrist hurts. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
You wanna mix?
Mm-hmm. We have to make sure we scrape all the gluten from the sides and the bottom and make sure it's well mixed in because it will tend to stick.
Yeah, if you have a large bowl, a wider bowl.
Oh!
So I wanted to mention earlier, we base this off of tofurkey. Tofurkey is a mixture of seitan or wheat gluten and tofu, sorry. And so we knew that we wanted to include both of those in this. We have made just seitan before and it didn't have the right texture that we wanted. And so we tested this with the tofu. It was perfect. And the seasonings, there are quite a few seasonings in this, but the good thing is that you can customize it. You can add other herbs and spices as you wish. And the seasonings are necessary. Without them, this wouldn't really taste like much.
It would be bread, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, if you make it bland and then you cook it into other recipes like a vegan beef broccoli, blah, 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 like that would be really good. But for this recipe in particular, we're making vegan deli meat. So we added all the flavorings into it already, and we're going to serve it on a sandwich like you would turkey slices, keep it really simple. So you want it really flavorful. How's it going?
Getting tired.
You have flour all over you. I have flour all over my legs. All right, so we're going to shift that to the side.
I'm gonna wash my hands.
And then I have a cutting board. You can also do it on your counter, but I think it's easier cleanup wise to do it like this. I'm just gonna put a little bit of chickpea flour on here just so that it doesn't stick too much. It's gonna stick a little bit, but it's not gonna be too bad. And let's just bathe ourselves in flour today. I have it all over my pants.
Great idea.
My new pants, covered in flour. All right, so I'm gonna pour this out. Should fall out pretty easily.
Ooh!
And
that
now,
felt good.
I'm just going to knead the dough. Again, it's gonna stick a little, but
you need to knead it to activate the gluten.
You do. It is gonna stick a little, but if it gets too dry, it's not ideal. So, don't mind the slight stickiness. Can you hold the cutting board? We should have put a towel, but maybe go on the other side of me.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
The deli meat that's gonna be
vegan.
Yeah.
We needing this.
So we made this recipe because back to school season is on its way, and it's gonna be here sooner than, or it's gonna be here faster.
Before we know it.
Yeah, before we know it. I can't think of the saying, but sandwiches were my #1 for recipes that I had for lunch, especially in high school, because I made my own food in high school. In elementary school, my mom made me stuff and packed me stuff. But in high school, I was on my own.
Wow.
So sandwiches were big.
My mom packed me turkey sandwiches every day.
I had ham. My brother was the turkey guy. You'll know that you're done kneading it when the dough feels like, I guess, softer. It comes together much easier. It's more springy. It's not as sticky. It's hard to
really
explain, but you'll really feel the difference when you are kneading it. So that was like 3-ish minutes or so. You don't need to knead it that much. And then another thing is, if you have a standing mixer, you could totally put this in there. We have one, but we decided to do this all with our hands and in a bowl because it's easier to show you guys that process in the video, and not everyone has a standing mixer, so we wanted to show you this option. But if you do have a standing mixer, you could totally do it there. It's not as messy. I have stuff. My hands are very glutinous. Foil and parchment paper. So we're gonna take a large piece of foil.
Let me wipe this down.
Lay that down.
Trying to keep the kitchen clean.
I know. #1 tip, clean as you go. Mom always knows best. And then parchment paper. I'm gonna put that here too. So we're gonna have our seitan in, we're gonna like bunch it up, and I wanna make a thick log because you're gonna want large slices of, or large deli slices. So I kinda like have it in a ball, and I'm going to place it onto the parchment paper. Kind of press this together. We want this to be a thick and tall log, not a long one.
Jeez.
Just because, again, it's easier to slice it into like large slices that way for sandwiches. And it'll fit in the foil better that way, actually. So we're going to take the parchment first and roll it over the dough, like so. Again, keeping it a nice thick log. Okay. Next, I'm going to roll up the foil, and you don't want to roll up the parchment paper separately because it will make it way too tight for the seitan. And keep in mind that the seitan is going to expand as it cooks. That's why ours exploded. It was way too tight in there. So I'm going to take the foil, roll that over. Again, I'm trying to keep it a thick and tall log. Lastly, just squeeze the ends together, like so. And we're just going to roll them up. And I'm not making it super tight so that it has room to expand. And you're left with this
Candy looking
roll.
thing.
All that's left to do is pop this into our steamer basket. Not all that's left, but this part. For now. Woo! Perfect fit. We're going to steam this for 1 hour, and then after it steams, we're going to bake it, so we'll check in with you in an hour. Cooking lunch in the background, but the seitan finished. So I'm going to remove it from the pot. It's going to be a little tight because it expanded. I'm popping it onto a baking sheet, and I'm going to place it into the oven at 350 degrees for, I would say, 30 minutes to start. 30 to 40 minutes should be good, but I will tell you the final time once I pull it out at the end. But basically the next step is just pop it in the oven. Moment of truth.
Seitan's out of the oven. It's cooled. It's ready to go. We thought it almost exploded.
It was scary. I have PTSD. So we're gonna peel the parchment off, and it got a little stuck here, but
That's okay. A little paper never hurt anybody.
it's vegan. It has the perfect skin on the outside. You know, like how...
My question, is this what a tofurkey looks like before it's sliced?
Maybe, you know?
We gotta go to the factory, get to the bottom of
Ooh,
it.
damn.
Looks like a Tootsie Roll.
It has a little, like, pimple on it. So
that was from, like, where it was
the heat
laid
is
down.
trapped there.
You gonna pop it?
Kind of want to. Yeah, look.
Ooh. So you can use a mandolin to slice this, but we tried it the other day and it was getting a little uneven, so we found out a knife works better.
Well, it depends on how large your log is, how wide, and then how big your mandolin is. Because if you have a large one, you could definitely cut it, but ours is like
smaller.
Too small for this. If you have a deli slicer,
That's
my
the dream.
you can totally use that. So I got a sandwich station going. I got some of the deli slices that we cut. We don't need to put all of these, but
we should. We should make a nice club sando.
2 thin ones here. So now, yeah, let's make a sando. I got some toasted bread.
You know what we don't have is
mayo, right?
You read my mind.
I'm on a roll. Keeping it simple. Got some bread, got some lettuce.
Keeping it sweet, got some strawberries, got some...
What?
I'm just kidding. It was just a joke.
I'm gonna grab a butter knife. So this is the true test. I mean, I'm gonna eat it as is. It's really good.
So now we're gonna slather our
vegan mayo on top.
Vegan mayo on top, our Vegenaise. Extra Vegenaise.
We'll put lettuce next.
You gotta cover every nook and cranny.
Lettuce?
Lettuce.
Lettuce.
So this acts as the glue, if you will.
For the lettuce. Is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Vegan cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, we got some vegan Gouda going on right here. What do you want next? Tomato?
Let's do the meat.
Right. How many slices do you want? 3?
Yeah, that looks perfect.
Tomatoes. Oh, sorry, I took over your sandwich. I'm just so excited. When your avocado is perfectly ripe and you could peel the skin off.
Perfectly.
For one thing, it's really satisfying. And another thing is that's when it's so easy to cut like slices, to cut like avocado roses, make the swirl, all that crazy stuff you see on Instagram.
Avocado rosé. Imagine that. There's an idea.
I don't know how.
Like wine with avocado.
I mean, it sounds very, very hip.
Very millennial.
Very millennial.
Dreams are made of.
This way or this way?
Right down the middle, baby.
Let's show.
Ooh, I gotta take a photo. Beautiful.
Do you wanna go take your photo first?
Yeah.
This is the test.
Oh my god.
Mmm.
All my dreams have become realized.
Oh wow. That is bomb. Mmm. I mean, it's great on its own, but
Gotta have it on the sandwich.
the perfect back to school lunch, a freaking sandwich.
Always,
This is
no matter
classic. Yeah, brings me back. Except I didn't get avocado on mine.
what. Me either.
That would have been expensive. Are you as impressed as I am, or? I'm like so impressed right now. And that like outer.
You have to make this. You're not gonna believe us until you make it for yourself.
It's so easy. And you saw the huge log that we had made from it.
You can make like 30 sandwiches with that.
I don't know how many slices it yields, but honestly, probably a shit
It does
ton.
depend on the thickness too. So.
Yeah, but if you have like a really thin slicer, you could probably get like 50 slices at least out of there.
At least.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we ate our sandwiches. We are. This is great.
Let me grab the log. We cut a lot of it because we had to take photos, but here is our beautiful log. If you guys want to learn how to make this, the recipe is linked down below as it is in all our videos. And if you make this, please tag us on Instagram, #vegan, Conscious Chris. Most importantly, tag conscious Chris, because dude's a sandwich.
So here's what you have to do. You take the sandwich, cut it in half, hold it like this, stand like so, wear some cute socks, wear some cute shoes.
Do your nails.
Maybe
do
wear
your toenails.
no shoes. Yeah, do whatever you gotta do. Snap that photo, get good lighting, boom, done. That's how it's done.
Yeah.
Secret's out.
If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave us a comment down below saying hey, saying what you're gonna make, what kind of sandwich you're gonna make with our deli slices, what your favorite sandwich is. I don't know what else you can comment below, but just comment below.
And subscribe if you haven't already. We post videos every Wednesday and every Friday, so.
Yeah.
Good
so
stuff.
I think that's all we got to say for today. Hope you guys have a great Friday, and we will see you next week. Bye.